All right, so I just want to take a moment and go through the kind of 3 sample calculations we did in class today from this section of of the handout. So looking at the examples of the 3 different scenarios for my wife and I, we bought a 2018 Subaru Outback. So these are the 3 final calculations. So this is all the information that we went through. But really, I would want to go through the keystrokes again of how you calculate the monthly payment. So again, on your calculator, we are using the TVM solver, and that is if you go to apps, you should have a finance, hit enter, and then TVM solver is the application we are using. So I have some information in there already, and we're just going to type over that. So in this solver, capital N is the monthly number of payments, right? So the number of payment periods. In this case, it's months, and there are 63. So 63 monthly payments. So that is already set for me. I'm going to scroll down. My interest rate, and again, this was from the table on that handout. For a 2019 used car, it was a 4.296 interest rate. So I need to type that in, 4.296. My present value is the amount that I'm borrowing, and I'm going to put that in as a negative. So negative 26,716.97 cents. My payment, that's what I'm going to solve for, right? But I need to double check and make sure the rest of these things are set up. FV, that means future value. And for a loan, the future value of a loan that you want would be 0. You wouldn't want to owe anything at the end of the 63 months, so 0. And then payments per year. This is the amount of payments I'm making per year. So every month, make a payment for the whole year, 12 payments. And compounds per year is going to match that, so 12 and 12. So now if I go back up here to payment, I can now solve for that, and I need to hit alpha, the green key, and then enter. And that will solve for your monthly payment. So that is the monthly payment for that first option here. To get the amount we actually pay, you need to take your monthly payment. So you can just quit out to your home screen, and then you need to take 474.45. That's the monthly payment times the number of monthly payments, 63. And that's where I get the 29,890. And then to find the interest paid, total interest paid, that is subtracting, right? So taking the total amount we paid, which is that previous answer, so that minus the amount we initially needed to borrow, so 26,716.97. So that's where the 3,173.38 comes from. For that next one, the interest rate was different, right, for the second option because we had a down payment. So when we went to borrow the money, we actually had a down payment that we had saved for a long time, and so we actually only needed to borrow 16,716.97 cents. So if you go back to your apps, finance, TVM solver, still 63 months, but the interest rate is 2.99. The total amount, present value, is only 16,716.97. That's the amount that we needed to borrow. Payment is what we're going to solve for. The rest of these things are still the same since we're still kind of thinking in the same context. Payments, 12 payments per year. Future value 0. Come back up here to solve. Alpha, enter. And that's where I get my 287.05. Again, take that value, so 287.05. So quit back out, 287.05 times 63 is where I get my 18,084.15, and then subtract that by the original amount we borrowed. and that gets me the total interest. So that was the total interest I paid, or that we will pay, for this car. Okay, and then that last one. So again, going back to apps, finance, TVM solver. The last one, you just need to make sure that you have 72. So 72 months. The interest rate. Again, the interest rate, we just need to add the 0.5%. So the interest rate is what we got from the table. So from the table, it was 4.296. So if I take 4.296 right here in my TVM solver and add the 0.5, it's 4.796, and that's why I have 4.796 here. Present value, back to the full amount, we're going to look at this as no down payment. And then everything else is the same, so I'm going to just go ahead and hit alpha, enter, and that's where I get the 427.75. Once again, take that value, multiply by 72, right? So 72 times 427.75 to get the 30,000. And then again, subtract from the 30,000 the 26,000 we originally borrowed, and that would be 4,081. Okay, so we talked a little bit about pros and cons of each. One of the main things I just wanted to point out was the monthly payment. The monthly payment with no down payment is upwards of 400, 450, almost 500. With the down payment that we had, our loan payment gets down to 287 per month. Again, it's not always possible to have a down payment that large. It took a long time, so even $1,000 is going to make your monthly payment a little bit less. Anything that you can contribute upfront is going to help. Okay. So those are the basics, and that's what you basically need to do for those other 6 calculations on your own handout.